Hey all, welcome back to our commentary on The Legend of Zelda. Laddie's awake!
He is.
Mobs ahead, they're not friendly.
Really?
So yeah, on our next epic adventure, Laddie will finally progress with the plot.
In the Lost Woods again. Oh no, that damn flap. Get the bow.
Ooh. Hello, Ollie.
Oh, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer, welcome to the mysterious forest. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Koholint Island. I'm afraid you may find a trifle difficult to leave the island with, well, the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village?
No.
Seems like a good place for a tail.
Go there with the key you find in this forest.
Okay.
The windfish is watching. Hoot!
That's
I
not
am always watching.
Bye, Hootie.
I will totally change my voice in the next time I see you too.
maybe.
Only if you
oh,
want to.
Moblins.
So yeah, Moblins have returned, and they're actually a fair bit easier to deal with in the Switch remake, considering how much easier it is to actually use your shield now that it's mapped to one button.
Yeah.
Is it?
Also, who's this mischievous belly bouncer? As a raccoon, my nose is very sensitive to stuff like dust and powder.
Also, he's a
Oh.
Tanuki.
Kind of.
Well,
Well,
what is a Tanuki if...
You're going to be lost thanks to me.
Ah.
I was about to say, to be fair, what is a Tanuki but a Japanese raccoon?
It's like a raccoon dog
No,
or
it's
something.
a
raccoon dog.
It is its own thing. It's a raccoon dog.
Hello.
Still got plenty of pep. Come see me when you feel like you can't go on.
So get on out.
Yes, ma'am.
That's another change they made with the Switch remake. You will see the Great Fairy at all times in her pond, although whenever you're full on health, you don't really have to worry about her.
Also, I love the little siddle that the moblins do.
Yeah, I know, he's like...
Oh, you little bastard!
Yeah,
speaking of
unfortunately, we can't make
bastards.
progress unless we do something with that freaking Tanuki, as well as all those little choo-choo jellies, I guess? I don't know what
think
those
so.
red slimes are supposed to be.
Right.
Would
so-
choo-choos
okay,
have
so-
been a thing at this time?
They're a three-letter
Yeah.
word. Hang on, let me look. I think they're called, souls?
But yeah, but they were a thing. Yeah, they were a thing.
No,
but yeah,
hang
they were a thing. Hype. Remember how they were those ones that like could be electrified and linked to the past, and you could like use the magic powder to give them Groucho Marx eyes.
Were those still choo-choo jellies? I thought they were named something else entirely. Like, choo-choo's, like, proper weren't a thing until Majora's Mask.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking. Hang on.
You can do that thing in this game as well.
Oh, okay, that'll be fine.
Oh yeah, no, Link's, a lot of stuff that you can do in A Link to the Past is more or less still applicable in Link's Awakening. It's just that because we're still, well, the original game was working under Game
I
Boy
found it.
limitations. Oh, okay.
I found it. They're called Zols.
Souls.
Zol, like with a Z.
With the Z. With the Z.
Oh, okay.
I'll just
Yeah, I'll
stick
just-
with... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You thought of it first.
It's like, I'll just stick with choo-choos if that's okay with everyone.
Honestly,
They're
Yeah, I'll
not-
just
but
call them
they're-
slimes.
But they're not choo-choos.
honestly, now I want to call them Zolom.
Okay, careful. All right.
Guardian
so,
Acorn.
So we'll say. Oh,
Okay,
that's-
there we go.
Get it!
That's a piece of power. It's literally a triangle that makes you, a lot more powerful.
double
And
attack.
that is the
I kind of hate to say it though, but I feel like the piece of power is a little underwhelming in this game compared to the original.
honestly,
Well, in the original, whenever you swat something, they literally just go fleeing and exploding just like that.
honestly,
Yeah, but it's that explosion and that sound
Can I-
in the original that I like
if
so
I
much,
can-
and it's just like
If
aw.
I could take
Yeah.
a quick moment of silence so Matt can get to his point.
Yes.
This is the closest thing we'll get to a Triforce in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is what the closest thing we'll get to a toadstool. As you hold it over your head, a mellow aroma flows into your nostrils. And no, if for those wondering, it is not a fruit.
Fine. Well, we gotta go and find somebody who can do something with this mushroom.
a fruit.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
remember
amazed
the-
we have
remember
I'm amazed we have mushroom width for it in our pockets.
To be fair, let's also remember to Link to the Past. The description for it was literally all this sweet, rotten fruit.
It's not a fruit; it's a fungus.
Exactly. That's why they changed it for the sake of Link's Awakening. Also, this place totally looks safe.
Yes, of a trustworthy. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Hey there, you little
syrup.
crone. Think you can do something with a toadstool?
Remember when I said, "Hey syrup," and my phone thought I said, "Hey Siri."
As the sleepy toadstool does. We'll mix it up something in a jiffy, we will.
And so she does. Look at her go!
Look at her head go.
Whoa, whoa.
Huh.
The hell is this? That's not what I threw in there. Ah, well, just take it off my hands, will you? Why not try a bit in my hut?
Okay.
Now,
Don't
will you
use
please
it
tell
on-
my good-for-nothing son to go get a job?
That's a chinchilla, ma'am.
It
Oh,
is.
God, that is a chinchilla. It's adorable.
I don't know, it looks like a chinchilla to me. But look
Is
at that.
it?
You can have 2 buttons still.
Yep. So they still kept that in, but now they're applied to the X and Y buttons.
It does look like a chinchilla. Look at its little cheeks.
And it's
Kind of looks like a
tail.
Or
field
it
mouse.
could just be, you know, a rat.
Anyway, so
Rats.
pick up some toadstools and she can use some more. But do we ever need to get a refill to complete this game? Because I don't remember like having to like go hunting for this stuff. If you know what to
You
do
can
with it.
if you want to, but the game is actually pretty generous when it comes to finding additional refills. And new to the Switch version, you can actually just, if you don't have a toadstool on hand, you can just pay the rupees to get a refill.
Okay.
Oh my god, that voice.
No, it's fine. It fits. But the other thing I wanted to bring before I forgot in the next session was that like earlier we mentioned how like this art style kind of reminds us of like the old figurines of Earthbound. Like I'm just going to toss this out there. I wouldn't kill, but
And
There they
retro
are.
marks out.
Look at that dope. Also, I forget if I showed it off here or not, but you actually can talk to them.
oh, well, maybe later. But what I was gonna say is that
Yeah, I recorded this before I even knew that was even possible in the first place.
Oh,
Or you can just set your enemies on fire.
poof them away.
Now, what's the
Jeez.
thing you were wanting to say, Logan? The
Is
power
that
bomb?
I wouldn't necessarily kill for it, but I would love if the Switch got a like remake of Earthbound in this kind of art
Yes.
style.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be perfect.
It would. I want it so bad. I want.
Or
to
heck,
make
not
a-
just Earthbound. Maybe, you know, give us a proper Mother 3 in the States.
Please.
Right, like remake or make a new Mother continuation. Anyway, oh, that's right, we
Anyway.
have that aromatic powder.
You're not going to do anything to me.
Hey, Dogfort, take a whiff.
Ah!
Oh, it smells like suffering.
Hey, Steve.
What's up?
The voice actress who voices Marin, she has the same birthday as you.
Oh.
Fancy that.
Hey, Taryn.
The last thing I can remember was biting into a big, juicy toadstool. Then I had the darndest dream. I was a raccoon.
Almost read that as damnedest.
I did too.
Yeah, sounds strange, but it sure was fun.
So was he high?
I guess so.
But we
So
fixed him up.
high, his dream became him.
I'm all tuckered out. I think I better sit a spell before I head home.
So I guess all this time, so Taryn and Talon and Malin from frickin' Ocarina of Time started with these two.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah.
Also, that key totally doesn't look like a Pikmin.
It does, or it also reminds me of a frickin'
Ooh,
oh,
I have to show
Moldorm,
It looks like a
yeah.
Moldorm.
I have to show you something really cool, by the way, James, that you'll like. I don't know if you've seen it, but somebody did a design of what if the 3 different main Pikmin types actually looked different, like to each other.
Like different, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I
look
mean,
into
they already had their slight
no,
differences. like, with-
no. I mean, here, I'll post it in recordings right here. It's really cute.
Let's take a look. I mean, that does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't mind.
And
that,
it
like,
does
showing
sort of
off
it does
their-
sort of better show like their you know
Yeah.
strengths and weaknesses and whatnot. Anyway, that all said and done, we could go to our first dungeon, or we can go fishing.
You can't have a new Zelda game without fishing.
There's some cute side quest stuff in this game.
How about some fishing, little buddy? I'll only charge you 10 rupees.
Oh, okay, Barney.
Here's how you do it. Hold A and release it to cast your line out. The
Fred.
longer you hold it, the farther you'll cast.
Fred.
You can tug on your line by moving the left stick. If you want to reel it in a hurry, keep tapping A real quick. You got this, Froggy.
Also,
Oh,
not
that
going
too.
to
Oh,
lie.
that's what you're doing. Oh my god.
Not going to lie, I hate this new fishing minigame.
How come?
Because of the fish.
They expanded upon this minigame in the Switch version as well, for better or worse.
Oh, and
In
I'm
my
sorry.
opinion, worse.
You go ahead. You go hype.
I was about to say, I thought the reason that he said he hated it was because he hates the fact that they're very plainly cheaps.
You say that, hype. There's something that's far more cheap like than these little guppies.
Look
Okay,
at
well,
cheap cheeps.
The
Like
bottle.
I remember there are
Whoops.
cheap
Go get it
like...
next time, little buddy.
Because I was about to
Wanna
say,
keep
I do
going?
remember that there are cheap like somewhere in the game.
Oh yeah. For those that don't already know, Link's Awakening pulls an awful lot from the Mario series, and I mean, we haven't even started on that yet.
Right, and the thing I was gonna say is that I almost thought the joke. Oh, his red face. I almost thought the joke. That Matt was saying was freaking like, you know what I hate about this fishing game? What? It's the darn fish. What do we need them for anyway? And I'm like, wait.
Shut up, people.
Dream bigger than that, little buddy.
Those fish do nothing for our economy. They don't even pay the rent.
By the way, fun fact, for
bad.
some
Wait,
reason...
is there something on the fish's mouth?
Wait, is there?
Yeah, the
piece of heart.
Oh. Well,
We just literally ripped that fish's hearts out and applied it to our own.
Huh, okay.
Now then, there's another thing that you may have noticed that in the water. Well,
Oh,
aside from
I
that
see
bigger
it.
fish over there, which I'm trying my best not to catch because I want the thing that's below him, but he decided to be a fighter.
Yeah...
But is it possible? But could you, if you were really struggling enough, could you like catch all the fish in this pond and then have no more obstacles?
It's possible, but they made it harder to do here because this time.
Not only
ahead,
that, but eventually some more fish just keep coming in and in.
Oh yeah, no, like in the original Link's Awakening, this was very much a one-note sort of minigame where you just catch all the fish, get all the rupees and whatnot. Here, the fish do respawn, and not only that, they're actually harder to catch in the remake.
Very hard to catch.
A fairy bottle.
Thank goodness.
Not
I got
even going to lie. Fishing in this game makes fucking Red Dead Redemption 2's legendary fishing look easy by comparison.
Okay, Matt, just be honest with us. Would you consider that the most perfect game in existence?
Maybe. Shut up. Shut up, you
trendy-
asshole. Shut up.
Oh,
He
I guess I should.
He just wanted an honest answer. Devil
Yeah,
damn.
he's not figured it out. But I guess I should ask James, are we actually going to go for all these seashells?
I'm gonna try for as many as I can. I don't
What
think
the-
I get
oops.
all of them, but I do get enough seashells to get the ultimate prize.
What exactly? So I guess that's the purpose of the seashell, to get something.
Oh yeah, no. Later on, we'll be coming across a house where these seashells will come into play, and basically, to put it simply, these mysterious seashells, as many as you collect them, you do get certain gifts depending on how many that you.
Oh, you got lucky.
Okay.
Also, is that bomb back in the corner?
Nope.
No, that's just more magic powder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, one of multiple ways you can earn yourself some more of that stuff in case you're running low. So if you know what you're doing, you shouldn't really have to come into that situation. Anyway, let's pull up another. Oh jeez.
Oh.
Careful,
So it looks like you can easily slip out. No, real talk. On my first playthrough, the physics on this thing weren't nearly as freaking obnoxious to me as they were with this recording.
Recording
Like,
first.
I could be wrong, but I think I recorded this playthrough after they installed the patch, and I wouldn't be surprised if within that patch they actually did make the physics of this thing more quote-unquote realistic.
This is why I am afraid. Well, recording curse as well. This is why I'm afraid to record Hades for you guys, because I'm afraid I am good at that game in my opinion. I've gotten fairly far, but I'm afraid that I'm going to somehow die on the first fucking dungeon if I record that game.
Well, to be fair, like, the recording curse isn't really biased. Like, be it live or post, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen. It's just a matter of when will it happen.
I remember a few times I've had to restart recordings for Sonic Unleashed because I messed up a stage I really shouldn't have messed up or something like that.
Here's one of the things. When I record, I am going to fucking dread if I have to fight in the first dungeon in Hades. I am
Tail
going.
dungeon.
Oh yeah. In the first dungeon of Hades, I'm going to fucking dread if Megara is not the first boss. Because her sisters are really goddamn tough to fight against.
Hooray! Not
Or-
hooray to
or-
that, I mean hooray that we made it to the dungeon.
Or in my case, you know what? I probably get the ultimate bad luck and have it that all three of the sisters I have to fight at once. Because yes, there is a chance that will happen.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're at our first level of the game, the Tail Cave. Let's see if I can get any farther than Seely did in her look at.
Okay. I guess while
Shut
we're
up.
doing, I guess while we're doing that, Seely, if you wanted to talk about your experience, what did you think of this remake having come out?
I like the remake. But I don't know if I'd play it a second time just
Oh.
because it felt so tedious. But I just mean Link's Awakening in general.
Okay.
I just think if there's anything to take away from this remake, I do think this is the definitive way to play the game.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
I mean, I will definitely not deny that it is a little on the pricey side at $60, but at the same time, I do still think that even with that price tag in mind, like, you can definitely feel the love put into this remake.
But don't worry, after a while, games tend to lose their price a bit more, so it's probably around $30 now. What's that? Yeah, so Breath of the Wild came out 4 years ago and it's still $60? Well, fuck.
Nintendo
Well, to be fair,
will
Nintendo's-
never...
I was about to say, yeah, to be fair, Nintendo's been doing that for a while now. You just have to accept it.
And
In my opinion,
again, it's part of what encourages people to just buy their games secondhand or used anyway.
yeah.
And then they act
I mean, in a way,
surprised. They're like,
they're
"What?"
fighting against that, fighting against it, whether you like it or not. But
Yeah.
actually, I guess I should have brought this up earlier when we picked up the compass. For the sake of Link's Awakening, they actually changed up how compasses work. In that, not only do they uncover all the treasure you can find in the dungeon, they also make a little dinging sound whenever you're in a room where a key can be found.
Oh, okay. And that is something I have to also get used to what we're seeing right now is that, like, one cool thing that this game does is that, like, you no longer have to worry about the screen having to quickly move and follow you a la Link to the Past. Now it's a very smooth transition
Yeah, thank God.
from room to room.
Which is both a blessing and a curse for the sake of Link's Awakening, and that's most especially prevalent when you're in the overworld. Like, you may have noticed, like, every once in a while, when we come across a new area in the overworld, the screen will sort of dip in frame rate for a little bit. That's because it's trying to load up that entire section, which really goes to show that this is something this is the first time an overhead Zelda game has tried to do something like that, and, well, the reason why they had to go with that format in the first place for so long.
Yeah, I will say, I kind of understand it, but then you have, Red Dead Redemption 2, which has some very smooth transitions. I'm making a joke, but honestly, for that big of a world, it's amazing how smooth the transitions are in that game.
I mean, it's funny you bring that up, because even besides that, like, going back to, like, Zelda-related, we still got Breath of the Wild, where you rarely, if ever, ran into that problem whenever you're traversing the overworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I preferred the way they did in Link Between Worlds and all that, where you do have the transition, but it is a smooth transition.
And it's a stylized one.
Yeah.
Right.
Aha, one-way doors. Okay.
It just goes to show that, I mean, I do appreciate the attempt, though at the same time, there was never really anything wrong with, like, having the occasional screen transition, just for the sake that everything ran consistently.
Here's where I died.
Seely, look, time for the luck to begin.
You can do it.
Also, I love the squeaking that they make whenever they move.
The remake makes it look so easy.
But it's like a little duck thing. But, well, I mean, I feel like you have a little more time to, like, see their, like,
That, and
symbols
also
stuff,
they
but-
move in a certain pattern that you can actually, like...
Uh-oh.
A stone beak. Now to find an owl statue to fit into. There's a prime target right over there.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to bring in the... Oh, boy.
Turn aside the spine ones with the shield.
Thank you, Mr. Owl.
Hoot hoot.
It's not you, Matt. It's the owl.
Are you sure?
It is absolutely just the owl.
Better you than Chicken Boo. What's
Oh,
the matter with you?
What?
What's that from?
Chicken Boo, what's the matter with you?
Chicken Boo?
Okay, so I guess just to elaborate on what we mean by that, like, assuming that's what James is talking about. So, at the time of us recording this, the Animaniacs reboot's already out, and it's really good so far. I like to think it is, in spite of what little it brought over. And speaking of that, there is an episode that actually does address the fact that, they lost a lot of characters. So there's an episode involving this big game hunter that has claimed, and it shows, that he pretty much hunted every single character that doesn't appear in the reboot, and he plans on adding the Warners to his collection. It's eventually revealed that the hunter is basically Chicken Boo because he's basically upset about not being in the reboot.
But he outright killed and hunted all the other ones?
Well,
It's
no. Can I say...
Alright, I guess I won't say it.
Sorry, is it alright if I say... Or...
No, you might as well.
No, you can. You can.
So the episode ends with,
Oh,
like,
Spinies.
it's... What's that, James?
Spinies.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say. So the episode ends with, like, you know, as most Chicken Boo segments do, the whole Chicken Boo, what's the matter with you? And right as he stops, he turns around. All of those characters are revealed to be alive, like they're taking off, like, their little wooden things off, and they're about to beat up Chicken Boo, and they just chase him off the set as the theme song finishes playing.
Wait a second. Goombas!
Buzz. Which by
Also, okay, you know, no, Matt, I need to bring this up right now. When Link's Awakening's remake was first announced, like, we had that anime trailer and some of the gameplay footage. The Goombas they showed off in the first trailer looked far more like they did, you know, in the actual Mario games.
Right.
But later on in development, they decided to, you know, stick truer to the actual
the heck
Game
is
Boy
that?
Color sprites and make them look all doofy.
And I don't mind that. I think it would have probably awesome. It probably would have looked a little out of place to just have a, you know, cookie cutter Mario asset just right there.
I agree.
Chain Chomp.
But I mean, like, but to have it all the way, like, make it seem like they're borrowing everywhere. But look, for the first time ever, Suck It Breath of the Wild, you can jump.
Yeah, and honestly, basically, whenever I play this game, I always have it set to the Y button, and I never take that thing off unless I absolutely have to.
It's very handy. They did a really nice job of implementing it in the original game and here.
Oh, absolutely.
Wee!
And again, one thing that the Switch remake does that I think it's beautiful because you don't have to worry about having to just rely on two buttons to do all your things. Like, you can swing your sword with the B button. You can hold your shield with the R button. You can do something else with the L button. I forget what it is, but you'll probably figure it out later. But then you have the Y and X button that lets you, you know, equip everything else like you would in the original game. It's like, why even bother going to the Game Boy or Game Boy Color originals? This is the way to play it, baby!
For the sake of novelty, I'm guessing.
Maybe,
Well,
but
yeah, there is that.
But either way, like, I agree. Like, I still have to remind myself of the fact that the original way this game was designed was that you literally had to, like, take off your... Goodbye. Oh, really? He's fine. You had to take off all your equipment just to...
Oh,
Hey,
hello.
boss.
He's a fat one.
So this is what happens when an anglerfish makes land. He turns into a doof.
He does. It's like a doof
Oh, do
fish,
you
a
hear the
dwarf fish.
squishy noises?
Oh, there you go.
Thank goodness for that force of power you got right before.
Yeah. Fairy.
Oh, an adorable little fairy. I would love to have it as part of my collection.
Oh,
That's
no.
why I forgot the bottle.
Ta-da!
I wish you... part of me almost wondered if they were going to have a model of it looking all sad like in Wind Waker.
Oh, like in Wind Waker.
Yeah.
One thing I will definitely say against the remake, however, fairy bottles were added into this remake, and I mean, I know fairies were in the original, but yeah, again, with fairy bottles, you can capture them, use them for a safety heal.
That is dark.
Yes, it is very dark. But going back to my whole thing regarding the fairy bottles, they don't work under other games where, like, say if you do end up kicking the bucket, you if you have a fairy in a bottle, it's like an automatic life up.
Yeah.
They don't do that for this game. So
I didn't think
say
so.
If you, yeah. Well, to be fair, I also
But that's what Crazy Tracy is for.
I was about to say, yeah, Crazy Tracy does that for you, and I guess that's the reason why it don't work that way. It still feels like a weird betrayal of convention.
It would be... Honestly, if they had... I feel like if they had both restore your health, I feel like it'd be too broken.
Can I actually...
In all fairness...
Can I actually point something out?
What's up?
Breath of the Wild, unfortunately, also did that same thing. Where you have to have it selected. Because every time I was like, oh, I have a fairy in a bottle, I'll be fine.
Oh!
Every time I died.
No!
A cheeseburger.
Outsider!
It's a cheeseburger.
And now,
does look like
time
a
to fight...
No, it's not a cheeseburger, it's a lettuce burger.
Time to fight...
too.
Time to fight sliders.
Oh,
Get him.
This thing was a pain in the ass in the Link to the Past, but every other appearance since, this guy is honestly nothing.
They've toned him down and they made
Yeah.
it less... and they
They knew he was such a bullshit boss in his debut.
He was kind of a pain in the ass in Four Stars Adventures, too.
oh.
Nice. But I would say, like, what made him annoying in Link to the Past is that, A, he had way more health, and B, the whole tedious aspect of, like, it wasn't just... Like, here, they make it a bottomless pit that you'll just respawn right away, whereas in Link to the Past, you know, go back up the stairs.
In
Yeah.
Four Stars Adventures, if you fell, you would go to your Game Boy Advance screen, and you'd have to climb back up and get back onto the...
But it wouldn't reset the boss battle.
No.
And so, we've come to one of our first sacred instruments.
A violin.
I wanted to... Can I download the soundtrack now? I gotta find it.
I wish. So yeah, we got the Full Moon Cello.
Close enough to a violin.
Awesome. What is it? A saw?
I forgot.
And it sounds more like a cello than a violin like they did.
I forgot about that line. It's hype. I need to see that movie again.
The first one's corny but surprisingly decent. I haven't seen the sequels.
I liked parts of the sequel, except like there's one character development that happens in the sequel that is outright.
Oh, they sell it on Amazon.
Shrek is that
Really?
Yeah, they sell a 4 CD set for $40.
Real quick, who
But
is
it's not
that
in stock. It's not in stock until December 12th.
I'm
so
going to
it's
guess
sold out
that's
right
the
now.
Windfish.
I think so. I think that's like who's telling us where to go next or something.
That makes sense. Anyway, hey Hootie.
It's just ASMR Shrek. Donkey.
That is an instrument of the sirens!
Oh god, every instrument makes his voice
I
move.
David! At first I did not believe you were real!
Uh-huh.
That instrument, along with the 7 others in the set, has the power to wake up the windfish! You must collect them all! I was instructed to give you the directions.
Oh, well, that was nice of
Did we
you.
just get the...
Your next goal is north in Kaponga Swamp! Hoot hoot!
My God.
Okay.
Indeed!
I will not be sharing any Tootsie Pop with you.
Just like, I'm sorry, I gone deaf. Could you repeat that?
Hey Lilith, how are you doing?
I mean, from what all I've seen of that show, I still need to actually watch the whole season, but...
Watch The Owl House, it's so good.
Also, don't fuck with Hootie, whatever you do.
Don't fuck. There's a reason why Ida keeps him.
And why he guards the door normally.
This is my favorite part.
On that note, folks, see you all as we head on over to the Moblin Caves and the Bottle Grotto.
Take care.
Bye.
What?